I like inappropriate.
Yeah, but you didn't go there yesterday. Why didn't you go inappropriate and raunchy? Like this, you have a pregnant girlfriend, and you talk about north or south of the border. You could talk about so many things, and then when you talked about, oh, my game is weak. Listen, you didn't even go deep into that. That should have been something that you talked about. Is hey, I was in there 30.
Hey!
But here's my thing: is that you didn't make it raunchy enough. Like the people behind you tried to make it raunchy, but they weren't great either. So I will give Ben Bruss credit for this. He was not last place. He was not the worst performance. And what I walked away is thinking is, you know what? You could probably do it again and do better.
I agree.
You could, but you were so nervous. Like,
So here's the thing. I do get nervous the first time that I do things. And once I get over it, and do it, I'm like, oh, everything's going to be all right.
You got off stage and you weren't, you said, the bar? Anybody?
Yeah, I went right to the bar.
Yeah, bar. I'm like, man, listen, it's over. You got it all. You're done with. But at the end of the day, Ben, you were terrible. You weren't great. You're awful. But everybody else who came after you, for the most part, was awful as well. So you're about a bunch of, people trying out some different jokes. So that's okay, Ben. So if anybody wants to see Ben Bruss do comedy, I encourage us to actually encourage him to go back to improv and give it a second try. Because so
now you're putting a second try on me.
You already broke the seal, right? Boom. You got it. You understand how it is, and so you know it's not going to be that bad. Ben Bruss is a terrible comedian, but there's room for you to grow, Ben. And I'm telling you, we can do a duo together maybe one day.
I don't know if that works.
Ebony and
I guess that we could probably work with the crew there at Milwaukee Improv.
So when you got on stage, how did you feel? Did you feel when nobody was really trying to actually laugh at your jokes, and when you had to ask the fan, the crowd there, can you raise your hand?
I was losing confidence fast. I was leaking.
Yeah, you were.
I was leaking.
You were leaking.
And then I hit one of my punchlines, and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah,
no one laughed.
There was no punch that you had in any line that you put out there yesterday. There was no punch. It was more like a small little tap maybe, but there was no punch in anything that you threw out there yesterday. It was not good. You talked too fast. You had no pause. You showed no personality. You got on there. You started talking, and when you're a comedian, you're supposed to start with yeah.
Why don't you get your ass up there then next time?
Because I was told the jokes that I told you guys. Brian D told me my joke was too dark.
No. That's good for up there. I thought you were talking about on the air.
No. Yeah.
Hey, you get your butt up there next time.
Man, if you do it next time, maybe I'll do it too. I will be a lot more. You had 3 years and you prepared that.
No, I didn't. I mean, I had 3 years.
You had 3 years,
but I didn't start preparing until Monday.
Yeah, it showed. It very much showed. It was a little. Your set was a little disrespectful to the craft and the art, but I would say you were right in the average of yesterday with everybody who came.
800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line, streaming on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Now, here's the thing. It's a pleasure now to be joined by Brandon Wine. He's a comedian and a producer from MKE, involved in the corners of Brookfield and Milwaukee Improv.
Now, he did good.
He started the open mic, and I believe he runs the open mic. Let's welcome in Brandon from the open mic. Brandon, how are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing fantastic. You heard a little bit, I'm guessing, what Kyle and I were just talking about.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the floor because I think you know what to do from here.
Oh, about your set?
Yes. What did you think?
It happened. It happened, man. I think you walked up to me after, you're like, man, how was that? How? You laughed, and you were like, no, and I was like, well, then it was bad.
Oh, he told you it was bad yesterday?
Oh yeah.
What would you rate it, Brandon? On the scale of 1 to 10? Because for me, I'm probably giving it. What are you giving it?
I got to correct some things, because when I was listening to you guys, you said you did about 3.5. No, you missed the light to get off stage for about 2 minutes. You did about 6 minutes on stage.
Oh no! You should have been like
the music. You should have had the music to dance his ass off the stage. He was there for 5 minutes too long.
I was letting the shipwreck just happen. Is what was going on.
Oh.
And I would the first time is really just, if you want to do comedy, it's about getting on stage. So he accomplished that. What I will say is, the first minute, he explained what stand-up comedy was. I don't think that was needed.
Isn't that funny?
Usually you just get into your jokes. You were like, this is therapy. I think everybody needed therapy after your set, honestly. But yeah, it was rough, but it was your first time. You got up on stage.
Do you think I have
my
potential?
first time on stage, I blacked out. Yeah, I mean, you already have like the voice for radio, and you already you're quick witted. You just got to understand that timing is very important and pacing, and it's more so you just got to keep getting on stage. It's the only way to get better at comedy.
Talking with Brandon Wine, who opened up the performance at Open Mic yesterday at Milwaukee Improv, as Kyle and him dissect the open mic set that I did yesterday.
I wouldn't say he had potential. I mean, I would say he can go up there and do it again, but saying someone has potential means that he should consider making this a career path, and he has a child on the way, and I don't think that's very good advice from you, Brandon.
When I say potential, I think anybody. He already is in some form of entertainment. I know a few other people who. You guys know Rami Maklov. He's a comic. You guys know of Rami. He does radio as well. I mean, I think if you have that skill set, it's easy to transfer over. I wouldn't say quit your day job, but I mean, if you want to keep doing comedy, I won't keep watching it, but you can do it.
I mean, you have no choice. If he continues to go to open mic night there at Improv Milwaukee at the Brookfield.
What was the worst thing that I did?
Man, talking about your ladies' parts, if I can say that.
Well, isn't that what we're supposed to do?
Well, the thing is, you gotta disconnect. Too many people who are new in comedy think just saying offensive stuff is funny. It's gotta be funny, and then you can add that aspect into it.
Brandon,
so when you guys are talking about you got to be raunchy, I don't think necessarily being raunchy. I think it's more being funny, and raunchy can be funny, but it has to be so good that the raunchy makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, there was a lot of raunchy there yesterday, Brandon, and I enjoyed every moment.
Yes, there was.
Brandon, thank you so much. If there's anything else that you want to get in here for the audience to hear, I'll give you the floor one last time.
Yeah. I run Big L Productions. You can follow us at Instagram or Facebook at Big L_Productions. We do comedy shows around Southeast Wisconsin. We actually have Robert Kelly, the legend Bobby Kelly. Robert Kelly comes to town in January. Not that R. Kelly. Not that R. Kelly.
Oh, you got to be very specific. Now, I'm a brother, so I hear Robert Kelly. That's R. Kelly. When did he get out of jail?
I got ads out. People keep commenting, this is not R. Kelly. I'm like, no, it's a different Robert Kelly. He's been on Netflix. He's been on Joe Rogan. He's been on, everywhere. He's a comedy legend. So that's January 19th at Bub's Irish Pub, and then January 20th at Sprecher Brewery in Glendale. I also run an underground comedy club called Copper Comedy in Milwaukee at Dugout 54. It's like an intimate New York-style underground comedy club. So you can follow that at Copper Comedy on Facebook or Instagram.
There you are,
or you
Brandon
can follow
Wine.
me at Brandon Wine Comedy.
All
That's
right.
about it.
Thank you so much for joining, Brandon. We'll be back at Milwaukee Improv, but thank you for the time, and I don't feel optimistic about my future.
I got something to offer you, though. If you keep going, I'm going to give you a guest spot at one of my shows, and then we can record it. You can put it online. How about that?
Ooh, that's more enticing so people can see the train wreck.
Yeah, I was going to say,
yes.
Yeah, keep practicing, right? He doesn't have to get to a level being good. He just needs to be consistent, right? Because that will take forever.
Exactly. Exactly. So, hey, you got my number. Hey, let me know if you want to do a show. We'll make it happen.
There it is. Brandon Wine. Thank you, Brandon.
No problem, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, he set you up for that one. Hey, no, listen, he's gonna have you doing practicing comedy forever. You have no chance whatsoever.
So you're gonna be practicing for the rest of your life?
No, I'm dead serious. I mean, I'm telling you, like yesterday was eye opening. It was very, very eye opening to what open mic night is in the range of stand up comedians that we see out there. Listen, you are no Dane Cook. You're no Daniel Tosh. You're no Louis C.K.
All right. 800-990-30.
You're no Dave Chappelle.
800-990-3776. Leroy in Milwaukee will get to you on the other side. We got a ton to get to today. We'll be back. Kyle Brust and Nortman here across ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Is steak appropriate for lunch? And then your thoughts on Jordan Love.
Oh, absolutely. Steak's appropriate, especially if you cut it up, put it on salad.
Woo!
Steak's good anytime.
It was all meat, baby. No salad for me today.
Yeah, you like that.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hey, it's Hunter Vaughn. ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see teams making an impact in their community. Nominate your local team today at ESPNMadisonGameChangers.com.
Join Circa Sports at Casey's Cabin in Spring Grove, Illinois before and during the Wisconsin-Arizona basketball game on December 9th. Circa Sports will be hosting an outdoor tailgate and an indoor watch party. Come across the border and place your bets on the game. Download and find the Circa Sports app today for exclusive Circa Sports giveaways. Bet on your favorite Milwaukee and Wisconsin teams with Circa Sports and go to circasports.com.
All Circus Sports bets must be placed in Illinois. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLING or text GAMB to 833-234.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Julie, you've been here at Pasquale's for a while. What comes to mind when you think of Pasquale's Cantina?
Fun, fresh, local, and the best margaritas in town, including our Santa's Helper.
Ah, yes, and that's because we have the largest tequila selection in Madison and the surrounding area. For me, I love that we're Madison's favorite friends and family gathering spot.
That's because of our great customers who have followed Pasquale's over the years. So for me, it's our guests that make Pasquale's Cantina.
Bringing the flavors of the Southwest to the Midwest. Pasquale's Cantina.
Children's Theater Madison presents Madison's favorite holiday tradition, A Christmas Carol. A celebration that sheds a warm glow on the gracious spirit of the holidays. You'll be transported back to Victorian England and watch Scrooge embrace the true meaning of Christmas. A Christmas Carol will be live in the historic Capitol Theater at the Overture Center December 9th through December 23rd. Get your tickets today at ctmtheater.org. That's ctmtheater.org.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com. Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm Vice President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. I'm Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace, rocking a throwback. Well, I mean, it's always a Packer jersey. We got Charles Woodson in the house.
That's not his name.
I thought it was Ha-Ha Clinton Dix.
No. Ha ha ha. That's a joke. What I want you to do is call him by his real name, Sir Charles Woodson.
Oh my God.
Do not disrespect Sir Charles Woodson, the defensive MVP, Charles Woodson.
That's Kyle Wallace, the second biggest Packer fan on the program behind Tori Lowe, which you can hear on Tori Lowe Tuesdays. Let's go to the phone lines, 800-990-3776. Let's go to Leroy. How are you, Leroy?
I'm doing good, Mr. Ben. How you been, man?
Better now that my comedy set is over.
Don't worry about it. Just stay tuned on that, man. Just don't give up on it, man.
No,
I got faith in you, man.
Leroy?
Yep.
Leroy, let me tell you. You are a good person trying to encourage somebody.
He's a ride or die, man.
I see what it is, but let me tell you, he's much better at basketball and much better at being an on-air host than he is as a comedian. That's
I know.
cool.
I've been there and done that. I know I've been there and done that with Mr. Ben Scalzo, and you know I'm a #1 fan, Josh DiMaggio.
I like that.
I've been there and done that with him, but hey, I love him. I just want to give him encouragement. And whatever you want to do, I'm with him on it.
I love that.
Yeah, you got to love that, Kyle.
Yeah, that's what. See, the reason why I do whatever I want in my life is because my mama always encouraged me. Listen, if I wanted to be president of the United States, she would have told me, Kyle, you can be whatever you want.
That's when she should have been like, no, that's where we draw the line.
Don't test me now. I mean, listen, I'm not going to get political, but it looks like no matter who you are, you can be whatever you want to be and be president. So I still got a chance, buddy.
You know, you ain't wrong.
I got 60 years.
All right, Leroy, you have a great weekend, all right?
You too. I love you guys, man.
Yeah, you're the best, Leroy.
Yes, sir.
That's Leroy. I would just say the world's #1 supporter because I'm the worst comedian in the world, and he thinks I can do it.
Man, he called and he didn't even see the set.
Nope. He's like, I believe in you. You can do it.
I believe in you. See, that's come false. He shouldn't be putting that in his head.
Trust me, I know I'm not going to try again, but I love that I got guys support me like that.
I mean, when you have your child, are you just going to blindly encourage them to do anything that they want?
Hell no.
See, my mama told me I can do anything I want.
You suck at this. Don't do this anymore.
And see, that's I'm gonna try to be more like my mom to be more like myself because I'm also very like.
I mean, you could nudge. I'm not saying like if they're really really bad at something and they love it, like let them do it until they figure it out themselves.
I mean, but how much can you really like if your child wants to do some type of sport or wants to sing? And they suck at it. I mean, are you going to really subject yourself to that over?
Well, that's the thing. If they love it so much, they're like, I want to take lessons. You're like, well, that costs money. You don't tell them that. You know, I think you should continue to practice in the shower, and once and then maybe give them a fake teacher or something that you're just pay them to tell them like you have no opportunity moving forward.
Okay, I like how you can maybe set them up to let them know. Let a professional tell them. Listen,
yeah, you don't want to be the fall.
Because you're better off paying somebody off once to do that than paying somebody for years for a talentless individual. But your child can have some type of talent.
Yeah, we just don't know what it is yet.
Not yet.
800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Now, all right, we're gonna get to two people that are prophets, apparently, because I just saw a tweet from the Green Bay locker room from Ryan Wood. Jair Alexander knows how to swag. He's got a chain, a belt around his neck, and my man's hasn't played for what, 4 or 5 games?
Come on, wait a minute. This man has
sunglasses,
a WWE championship belt around his shoulder for what? For what? What has he done to earn the champ? Oh, I'm sorry. The most games sat out by a corner in Packers history in a season? Is that potentially what it is?
Quote, I'm not going to say I'm a prophet, but I called it. I said we were going to win out.
Listen, I don't know what he means we. And have they won a game that he's played? Game 1? That's it? They've lost more games that Jair has played than they actually
Chris,
won.
do you mind looking up what the record is of the Packers when Jair plays versus when he doesn't?
The last time I saw Jair on the field, he was getting cooked. I don't know why. Listen,
I lost my crap. KJ Osborne, the third best receiver on the Minnesota Vikings, was making him look like me in a comedy set.
Yeah, he was getting cooked. So I don't. The audacity of Jair Alexander to be sitting here gloating as if he had anything to do with this. I will allow Jair to gloat if Jair actually plays and plays well. This is a complete joke. I can't believe dude said this. Carrington Valentine has outplayed Jair Alexander this year. Point blank, period.
I mean, you could even say outplayed in terms of minutes played and maybe
just played. Just play.
He's a guy that's an aggressive corner, and he's a rookie. Obviously, was drafted, I think, maybe seventh or seventh round. Regardless, the point is like he was drafted that far up for a reason. But he's playing, he's on the field, and what's been bothersome about this team is the availability of many.
And what do you say? The best ability
is, I mean, everyone says is availability,
and that's exactly what Jair hasn't. But for someone who has not a lot to say, he has not played because he has a.
What do you mean not a lot to say? He's got everything to say.
Well, he hasn't said too much recently because of the fact that he's been injured and he hasn't played. His coach has been frustrated with the fact that he has not played, and it seems like he practices, and then when it comes to game day, he's making the decision to be inactive. I would love for him, maybe this will spring him to say, okay, this team's winning now, maybe I want to come back. But I right now got a little beef with Jair Alexander because, again, I believe he's hurt. And I believe when he played hurt, he did not play well. And he just said, you know what? If I'm not going to play well, I'm not going to play versus playing through an injury.
CL chimes in on YouTube. Jair played a great game against the Rams. How soon we forget. Yeah, Kyle Wallace as a cornerback at Division III UW Whitewater could have picked off Brett Rippon too. There's a reason why they cut his ass after the game for the Rams.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Thank you for
giving you some props.
Yeah, thank you.
You could have hopped on one leg with your torn ACL that you had senior year of high school.
I mean, I could have played
and picked off Brett Rippon.
No, real talk though, I could have played zone defense. Look, I mean, if you put me in,
put me in Joe Barry's zone defense, I can do the same thing. Let guys run across the middle.
Exactly, that's what I can do. I can play cover 2. I got my zone right here. If I got to come up, if the wheel goes with a real route, I'll have to pass interference and tackle him because ain't no way I'm running with him. But I mean, that's what the Packers players have been doing anyways, getting burned a lot of times. But so I mean, I could have did what Jair did that game.
I mean, this is ridiculous. Man,
you know it is.
You know why it's ridiculous is because it takes the attention off of what really is going on. The crew of the defense has been great. Like they have been. I'm not saying it's going to continue, but to give credit where credit is due, for you to be like, I'm the prophet, I called the shots. Like, bro, shut up. You haven't played. You haven't been around. You have had more injuries, and you have not been the same player since you hurt yourself last year. You haven't tackled the same, and this year it's back. Like, dude, I don't want to hear from you. I want to see you perform before I actually hear from you again. I wish you said, dude, I had a good feeling we were going to go on a run because I believe in the guys like next to me. Even when we lost Rasul, man, Keyshawn's been stepping up. How about Carrington's been stepping up? You know, how about Kenny Clark in the middle? Lucas Van Ness has made play. Like, name somebody other than yourself when you haven't been out there. Joe Barry, the defensive coordinator that you challenged last year, has done a really good job. I mean, think about what they did to Travis Kelce. 4 catches, 80 yards. That wasn't you, Jair. That was your team.
No, it was not Jair, and I think you said it very well. Jair Alexander just needs to understand that it's not always about him. And again, I don't want Jair to say anything when it comes about me until I see him back on the field making me plays.
And I think that's fair.
That's what we need from Jair. But the one thing I don't like is a front runner. That's something I don't like. As a Packers fan, I've seen too many people when they get good, they want a front run, and we had this consistency. The worst thing is when other fans who don't have the same consistency your franchise has one good year, and all of a sudden they want to throw it in your face. Jair just seems like that person when things are going great, he's getting hyped up. When things are going bad, he's going to mope around and not be encouraging in the locker room. But Jair, all right, now you got the championship belt on, you got the chain on, you talking to the media. I hope that means you're going to be suited up in New York on Monday. I don't want to hear you talk about it. No, if you wearing a championship belt for what? For what? That better be a foreshadow of the fact that you plan on being a champion in New York City on Monday Night Football. If not, please sit down and let the people who are actually playing and impacting this team in a positive way make comments.
Well, maybe Rob Demovsky had the opportunity to speak with Jair, and maybe he was a part of the media scrum and got to see the belt, the glasses. We'll also hear the latest on Aaron Jones, and Rob always brings a great perspective. So Rob Demovsky of ESPN, covering the Packers, joins us next on Kyle Bruston-Nortman.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Jordan Love is the first black starting quarterback for real since, who was it, Lynn Dickey?
Lynn Dickey. Lynn Dickey was no damn black.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
One of the best high school basketball tournaments in the state is back December 15th and 16th at Madison College. The 608 basketball tournament features some of the best teams from around the state and star players coming to Wisconsin next year. And you can be there to experience the greatness. Friday's semifinals start at 6:30. Saturday's slate of 4 games, including the championship and some great showcases, start at 1:30. Check out the full list of teams and D1 recruits participating and purchase discounted tickets early at MadisonCollegeRecreation.com. The 608 basketball tournament, December 15th and 16th at Madison College.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucks fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge-of-your-seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at Bucks.com/tickets. That's Bucks.com/tickets.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or visit MetroKiaofMadison.com.
The NBA's in-season tournament on ESPN Radio. The semifinals tip off today at 5 Eastern with the Pacers and Bucks.
Rocks the rim.
Followed by the Pelicans and Lakers.
Good with 0.6 to go. Come on, give me a break, LeBron.
Then on Saturday, the finals tip off at 8:30 Eastern. The NBA in-season tournament. Live from Las Vegas on ESPN Radio. Presented by Toyota.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
We tend not to think about right now, but right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. When you give to the V Foundation, 100% of your donation goes directly to game-changing cancer research. Victory over cancer is there for the taking. By you. Donate at V.org, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Hey Wisconsin, let's make this winter the season of safe driving. With the snowy weather setting in, the Wisconsin DOT reminds you to be safe on the roads. Plan extra travel time. Be mindful of your speed. Check 511wi.gov to know before you go. And please slow down and drive with caution whenever you see a plow at work. Plow drivers work hard to keep us all safe, so let's return the favor. Safe drivers make for safer roads. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
There's nothing like a great night's sleep. If your mattress isn't quite right, chances are you're not sleeping as well as you should be. Steinhoffel's exclusive Discover Your Sleep system maps your body and sleeping position, and then finds the perfect mattress for you through science. So, stop in and find your perfect mattress with the Discover Your Sleep system, only at Steinhoffel's. Relax. It's Steinhoffel's.
Hey, it's Hunter Vaughn. ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see teams making an impact in their community. Nominate your local team today at ESPNMadisonGameChangers.com.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
So I hold on to your
Happy Friday to everyone. If you're getting out early, maybe on your way to have a little drink, good for you. We'll be there soon, Kyle. But we're happy to be here until 5 o'clock. Kyle Bruston Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. Just Kyle Wallace and Ben Bruss. No Brad Nortman. Chris Larson running the show, and we are excited. We couldn't talk to him Wednesday, but he made time for us today. On Friday, it's Rob Domofsky of ESPN. What's up, Rob?
Is it Friday? In my world, it's a Thursday because of this goofy Monday night game.
Oh, don't make me make fun of you for being the beat reporter guy, complaining about his life.
I'm taking tomorrow off anyway, so.
There you go.
Didn't you take a couple of days off to go to a basketball game?
Well, I was working, and now we got games over the weekend, too. So, I try and do my job from multiple places, Kyle.
Did you win? Did they win?
No.
Oh.
I'm going to bring it up.
Oh, I mean.
You could have looked it up. I mean, it's his son. His son's on the internet. He plays basketball.
Oh, wait. Oh, this is the college son. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know how many kids
got
Rob
the
has.
High school kid tonight, college kid Wednesday and tomorrow.
Okay, because, you're a state championship father, and I know how good that basketball team was last year, so I was just assuming it was the same team.
Well, yeah, we got kids on both.
Speaking of championships, Rob, I've never seen so many championship belts in one picture in my life from the locker room from Jair Alexander.
I wanted to make sure I got that up before I came on with you guys, so you had a little something there.
Yeah.
But
so our initial reaction, real quick, was like, I know it's a stick and this, that, and the other thing, but what are you doing, dude? You haven't been on the field.
I know. We had to prod him just to talk. I mean, we were hanging out by his locker. Let me go back to last week, Ben. He told us on Wednesday, he goes, I'll talk on Friday. And come Friday, he was a no-show and then didn't play, which it just further makes you wonder what's going on there. And I see the video I posted. I asked him, I said, is it only the shoulder keeping you out or is there something else? And he said, it's the shoulder. I said, so you want to play? And he said yes. But then he went on to say, I think this was in the video I posted too, that he basically said if it's not 100%, I can't play with a shoulder injury, which I get. But, I mean, there's plenty of guys that don't play, that do play when they're less than 100%. And Aaron Jones might be one of those guys, and he might play this week. So the other thing that you should know about the Jair thing is that when we finally convinced him to talk, he walked over with his little get-up on with the wrestling belts or whatever and his sunglasses, and he goes, I'm just going to lie to you guys anyway. So
what?
I guess take it all with a grain of salt. That's what he said. He goes, I'm just going to lie to you anyway.
I mean, here's my thing. My first thing is this, is that, heck, and I understand there's a lot more on the line, but as a high school player, I tried to play through an injury when I didn't have an ACL, and kids do it all the time. And then teammates in the locker room, as you mentioned, Aaron Jones is putting it all on the line, and he's saying he needs for the shoulder to be 100%. The shoulder may never be 100% this year, so he cares more. And again, I understand your health is what matters, but at a certain point, there's a difference between being hurt and being injured. And it seems like Jair is just hurt right now, and he just is choosing not to play. And you can see the frustration sometimes with Matt LaFleur whenever you bring up the conversation to Jair Alexander.
Right, and that's why I made sure to ask Jair, is there anything else with this? Because, is it a want-to kind of thing? Because you're right about reading the way Matt LaFleur reacts. He seems frustrated. He seems like his body language and his tone would suggest that he thinks that Jair maybe should be out there. I mean, look, I'm never going to say a player, we don't know, right? We don't know what's going on for sure. But, it does seem like in this case that there's a little bit of a thought in the organization that maybe Jair should be playing. And that's why I thought it was important to ask Jair that. Again, did he tell the truth? Who knows?
Talking with Rob Domofsky here of ESPN. He's the Packers reporter. We are happy to have him on this Friday as we could not have him on Wednesday. Now, Rob, the three best players, in my opinion, three of the best top five players of the Green Bay Packers were Aaron Jones, Jair, and D-Bach heading into the season. Are any of those guys back next year?
You would think because of the corner situation, Jair would be, but not, because they traded away Rasul, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they traded the wrong guy. Maybe they traded the wrong guy, Ben. I mean, I think there probably would have been an outcry at the time had they traded Jair, but certainly they could have
won without him.
For him. They have one without him. We didn't know that at the time, but I think Bakhtiari is the easiest answer, and that's a no. I think Aaron Jones is a difficult situation because let's see how he finishes the last 5 weeks. He's also a guy that has proven time and time again he's willing to take a pay cut. He's willing to do more for the team. So I'm not totally ready to rule him out, especially considering that A.J. Dillon's going to be a free agent and, most likely probably is somewhere else, or if he is here, it's again as a backup type thing. But Jair, I mean, that's a hard one because, the contract, he's more recently signed. I think
I guess what team wants to take on an injured guy with a big contract?
Right, and so you'd have to cut him, which would then accelerate the cap hit. So I mean, that would be kind of a nightmare from the books, standpoint at this point. So
you don't want you're trying to get out of dead cap. You don't want to add more to next year.
Right, exactly. So I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say Jair's back.
Well, I'm a little frustrated with Jair, and I really hope he plays in the sense of so we can eventually try to trade him because I see that his value is. I mean, they're winning without him. So when you're not there, you're not playing. I mean, it's perfectly fine. But so with the Green Bay Packers and this youth movement that they have, and with Jordan Love as well, I'm starting to get a vibe that people are starting to believe in Jordan Love as a quarterback. Do you think Jordan Love has the opportunity to come out this season as the best quarterback in the NFC North? Is that something that he can do going into next season?
Well, I mean, what's going to happen in Minnesota, right? I mean, Kirk Cousins, I think, is still a better quarterback, but is he in this division next year? Who knows? That's a bad injury, obviously, as we know. But I think you can make a strong case that he is. And I thought that Jordan said something really interesting on Wednesday when we talked to him, Kyle. And I don't know if you guys played the sound or not, but he said that he's now making throws that he wouldn't necessarily have even trusted himself to make early in the year, and that guys are making those plays that they wouldn't have made earlier in this year. And
Jordan said this?
I just think that's – yeah. It was toward the end of his press conference that he said, I trust myself more. That was the line. I trust myself more. And to me, that's a big sign of growth in terms of, what a guy believes he can do and a confidence level. And I think that's the biggest difference in Jordan Love today in early December than it was a month ago in early November.
Talking with Rob Domofsky here on Kyle Bruston-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. And, on Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur, right? Like, there's three, and even I'll bring Goody into this. There's three potential conversations, right? I think the furthest one is obviously people who are trying to get Jordan Love in MVP talks. Kyle and I placed a bet at Pato Sportsbook, $10 to win $1,000 that Matt LaFleur would become Coach of the Year. That was before the Chiefs game. That is now down to plus 2,500. Do you see a pathway for Matt LaFleur to become Coach of the Year with their remaining schedule?
I do if they get to double-digit wins, Ben. I really think that gets them strongly as maybe even the leading candidate. I do think, that Dan Campbell is going to get a lot of love.
D'Amico.
I think that D'Amico is, depending on how they finish in Houston. I think Mike McDaniel down in Miami is going to get a lot too.
They haven't beaten a team over 500.
Well, right, I know. Typically, these awards go to teams that you didn't expect to win, and the Packers certainly fit that category, right? And then you throw in the young roster, and everybody thought it would be a rebuilding year, even though they would never say it. I think that is a strong case.
You write articles, right, for ESPN.com? Maybe work out a deal.
help influence
people helping people?
No, I don't want anything to do with this.
I'm joking.
I don't want nothing to do with this.
There is a GM or an Executive of the Year award.
My thing for that is it's not this year. It's more impressive what Matt has done with the young talent that Goody drafted.
Yeah.
Now, if the young core turns out to be something later on together, that's when I think you get exec.
Yeah. Well, and the thing with LaFleur, Ben, is that for years or for 4 years or whatever it was that he was here, you wondered, did he just win because of Aaron Rodgers, right? And I mean that's why you look at coaches who have those Hall of Fame quarterbacks. They never win Coach of the Year, right? Because
you know who won Coach of the Year last year?
Brian Daboll.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Mike McCarthy never won it. I don't think Mike Holmgren ever won Coach of the Year. I don't believe, unless it was early on in his tenure here. Guys with those quarterbacks don't win it because everybody thinks it's just the quarterback. And how many coaches have done this? Have they had a Hall of Fame quarterback, an MVP quarterback, and then they've won with another quarterback. How many? I don't know that many have.
No all-pro left tackle. No Aaron Jones the entire season. The youngest wide receiver and tight end group since the 0-16 Browns.
I mean, probably the San Francisco's Bill Walsh, but I mean, Steve Young, everybody already knew he was good, right?
Yeah, right. And like, I mean, Miami was no good after Marino. Denver was no good after Elway. And, on and on. Those coaches, I mean, Sean Payton, maybe he'll be good. Maybe he'll win this year with Russell Wilson. He could say, well, it wasn't just Drew Brees.
Oh, Russell Wilson's a Super Bowl championship quarterback.
Right. He didn't make him that, right? Like he didn't make him that.
Yeah.
So,
all right, Rob.
I don't know that there's any that fit the category.
Before we let you go, we're going to cue up some music.
Okay.
A lot's changed since we last talked to you.
Rob said, what'd you say last time?
$35 million average annual salary for Jordan Love's next contract. It's okay. It's okay. Would you like to start the bidding off at $35 million average annual salary for Jordan Love? You can tell us when to stop.
You can keep going. Yep.
$37.5 million. Keep going.
He didn't say stop.
$40 million. $42.5 million. $45 million.
Yep, stop there. Somewhere between 42.5 and 45. That's where I'm stopping.
Wow,
our mountain climber.
So one win over Pat Mahomes gave him $10 million. That's
$10 million.
Not $10 million. $10 million average annual.
Yeah, that's right. That's
right. I did though, guys. I did. After I hung up with you guys and realized I probably underestimated, I did talk to a couple agent-type people, salary cap people around the league, and they told me I was way off. So I did do a little research. I appreciate you guys setting me straight on that. So
we're good. Look, I say a lot of stupid stuff on the air.
I didn't think it was stupid, Rob. I didn't do that. First, you trying to get you in trouble to get you to write an article for him, and now you're trying to call him stupid.
I'm prying, man. I'm trying to get whatever I can. Rob, you have a great weekend. Enjoy your day off.
All right, guys, we'll be seeing you.
That's Rob Domofsky of ESPN. Always love having Rob on, and glad to see we can help. We inspired him to talk to agents and figure out what the average annual salary would be.
We did. And then on top of that, he said, well, I need to make sure I post this video from Jair to give us something to talk about, and I'm glad he thought Jair looked as ridiculous talking as we thought he did, too. Did you see the belt? The belt has his own face on it.
Hear me out here. Is this a fair poll for at KBN ESPN?
What is it?
Would you rather have traded Rasul Douglas or Jair Alexander?
It's a great poll question because you know what? Rasul is still balling out there. Because he's playing.
And cheaper.
Yeah.
And you would have probably got more of
Jair Alexander.
Well, I mean, like you would have probably took a hit financially, but you would have got a better draft
You're
pick.
already taking hits financially.
You're right. If he's not on the field, it doesn't matter.
Because I believe I was talking to somebody, and Aaron Rodgers is he's the most heavy person on your salary cap right now. He's one of top three heavy people on your salary cap, taking up much of the money. He's not on your team right now. You might as well just add to it because you got the young guys playing well right now.
Chris, would you rather have traded Rasul Douglas or Jair Alexander? You got that?
Yep, got it up. I'm going to put it up right now.
Perfect. Coming up next, Shaka Smart, the head men's basketball coach of Marquette. He did the show with Jen Latta at Motor Bar and Grill, Marquette Basketball Hour.
There you go.
I haven't heard this audio. Shaka Smart on Ben Brust. Next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
You also say chaos weird.
Chaos?
It's like there's like an os at the end.
Yeah,
chaos.
you really chaos. Like
chaos.
It's chaos. It's just like it's like chaos. Like
chaos.
Is it one syllable or two?
Chaos.
Two syllables.
Chaos. Let's try and make it one syllable when you say it. How about
chaos?
Be like,
no.
Chaos.
I'm gonna do what I'm doing.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. The Wisconsin Badgers volleyball team is moving on in the NCAA tournament. The Badgers punched their ticket to the Elite Eight with a 4-set win over Penn State at the Fieldhouse on Thursday. Sarah Franklin led the way with 15 kills. CeCe Crawford chipped in with 10 blocks. And Izzy Ashford and MJ Hamill combined for 42 assists in the victory. It's Wisconsin and Oregon at the Fieldhouse this Saturday with a trip to the Final Four on the line. The match begins at 7 o'clock and tickets are sold out.
Unwrap your gift now, but pay later. Right now at Pella, put no money down, no payment, and no interest for up to 18 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Ben Bruss to tell you about one of my favorite teams in the area, Zimbrick European. For over 3 years, I've trusted them with my car buying process, and I'm never going anywhere else. From Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, their pre-owned and Sprinter vans, they have something for everyone. Don't drive something ordinary when you can drive something extraordinary. I love the sexiest car on the lot that I found this time, a nice Zimbrick Mercedes. Find what you love. Test drive, and they will make leasing affordable. Zimbrick European.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Tired of power outages disrupting your life? Make them a thing of the past by getting a Generac home standby generator from Adams Generators. Adams Generators is the largest and #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. With 24/7 emergency support, our factory-trained technicians are standing by to assist you. Visit adamspower.com/generators to make sure your power always stays on. That's adamspower.com/generators.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now, and the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Isn't that aroma just heavenly?
What's with the whispering?
Inside this grill is the secret to winning game days.
Eckrich smoked sausage, crafted with a perfect medley of spices for a truly rich, savory taste. So easy to prepare, too. Now, hand me one of those buns.
Whoa, keep your voice down.
Marty, you're still whispering? Secret's out, buddy. Eckrich.com has dozens of simple, mouth-watering recipes for everyone to win game days this season.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
On Twitter at KBN ESPN, we got a poll out for you. Jair Alexander says, I'm the prophet. After, I guess, starting the conversation with reporters saying, I'm just going to lie to you. Says, I told you I was going to run the table. We put up a poll on KBN ESPN, and I bet you it's not taken in a way where people are going to like it. But if we're being honest, would you rather have traded Rasul Douglas or Jair Alexander? Rasul Douglas is playing well still. He was cheaper than Jair Alexander, and they're winning right now their biggest games of the year without the guy that they're paying the most money to. And last time we checked, Kyle, KJ Osborne from the Minnesota Vikings made the all-pro cornerback look bad.
Yeah, hindsight is 20/20, right? When we look back at this, and Jair Alexander at the time, though he was injured and he didn't have his best games, he still has a lot of value. What Jair, and for me, again, as a person that cares about the Green Bay Packers and cares about them acquiring potential future assets to build this team, that's what matters. That's what we talk about with Goody, because those future assets turn into Jordan Love. They turn into Dontavian Wicks. They turn into Romeo Doubs. That's what they turn into. And so if a guy like Jair Alexander isn't playing for us well right now, of course I'm going to go say hindsight is 2020, where I prefer getting rid of the guy that has not played for us this year that much, and in the past
and hasn't been the same player since he got injured last year.
He
with the shoulder.
But the key thing you keep saying is injured last year. It's always an injury the prior year. He's injury prone. So I'd rather take a guy that people still want because they believe in his talent, where you could potentially get a second round or a first round pick, maybe, I don't know, for him before the trade deadline. And I would have rather kept Rasul Douglas, because Rasul Douglas was a guy who was looked at as a leader on that team. You don't see anybody talking about Jair being a leader on that team. Jair didn't even know Rasul Douglas got traded, he claims, until he got to
driving to work.
Which I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't either, because I think he's living in his own world.
Because you know
it's Jair's world, and the rest of the Packers living in it. Matt LaFleur doesn't have a relationship with him.
Exactly. You don't know the relationship. Rasul and Jair could have had a great working relationship where they cool, but Rasul Douglas, when you get traded, you got so many things to take care of. You may not text somebody right away. It may be, I'm going to text them later. But for Jair not to know until he got to the next day to practice, that's a little telling about who Jair is. And again, could be a good dude, but overall, it just seems like the energy that he's putting out there into the universe for the Green Bay Packers just isn't all positive.
Speaking of good dude, that I'll try and see if the energy is positive or not, that's Shaka Smart, the head coach of Marquette men's basketball. And at the Marquette Basketball Hour at Motor Bar and Grill, here's what he had to say about me, and I have no idea what's about to be said.
I was telling Shaka Smart, who's sitting here next to me, I made a bet with Ben Brust, who works for 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee as well, famously a Badgers basketball player. If Marquette won, he was going to wear my Marquette cheerleading uniform outside the Kohl Center. If the other, Badgers won, I was going to have to wear his uniform outside the Al-Maguire Center. So look for me next week, Marquette fans, outside the Al-Maguire Center wearing Ben Brust's jersey after that game, Coach.
This is a Marquette show, right?
Yeah.
Well, we got to move on and talk about Marquette.
Let's talk about the next game.
Okay, so how much time do we got in this segment?
As much as you'd like.
So let's talk about both games. I just don't really want to talk about Ben Brust. Believe it or not, you mentioned your bet. I'm not a betting man, but believe it or not, 90-some% of the time.
I'm not either anymore, just so you know.
Well, that was a bad bet. I mean, not based on who was going to win or lose, but just exactly what you bet. You might as well bet money if you're gonna do that.
Coach, the idea of seeing him in my cheerleading uniform was too good to pass up.
That's actually disgusting. That idea.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that.
He must know I don't wear drawers.
He must know that had you had that cheerleading outfit on, you would have had the police called on you at the Marquette campus. University police would have been called on you.
That's probably true.
Some jumping
I don't want to be on the list.
Yeah, you definitely been on the do not allow on campus list. He's a goofball, but I love the fact that Shaka Smart knows who you are. Shout out to you, but then also throwing shots at you as well. I like that.
So you like that, even though I'm not gonna lie, I take this as a W for me.
Why do you take this as a W?
He was so triggered by me that he couldn't even talk about me in a fun way.
Hey, listen, stop. What we not finna do
is this. You're such a baby.
No, what we not finna do is we not finna have Matt LaFleur not like our show because I'm guilty by association with you. And then all of a sudden, this good dude Shaka Smart, he already lost to the Badgers. Then he had to talk about you, Ben Brust, and the Wisconsin Badgers, the team that just beat him on Saturday on the Marquette Hour. He was not having it.
He wasn't having it.
And then he had to have the imagery in his mind of Ben Brust wearing a cheerleading outfit. My goodness, I feel like it would be like the Gridiron Gang scene where all the dudes had the cheerleading stuff on. That would have been you. Absolutely. I'm glad. I'm very happy.
Or like in The Longest Yard.
That's what The Longest Yard. That's what it was.
800-990-3776. That was awesome, actually.
So you loved that.
That was a W for me,
man. Ben, so you just
thank you, Jen, for in the Marquette Basketball Hour bringing up Badger Red. Oh, gosh. Look, I like Shaka, and if he heard this, you're really worried that he's gonna be like, oh, I hate Ben and Kyle, those guys.
I mean,
Brad.
if he talked to Matt LaFleur and they talk about stories about 94.5 ESPN.
Look, little did you know that Matt LaFleur was the signature speaker at the Guarding Against Cancer event back in May.
Wait, okay. Back in May. When did he sign your jersey?
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
That's the different details. And right now we are at $2,500 per Jordan Love touchdown going to Guarding Against Cancer. We can come together as people and forget some dumb signature on a dumb jersey, all for touchdownsforlove.com, baby.
So what you're saying
if Jordan Love, think about this. He's thrown 3 touchdowns. That is $7,500 that has been raised already. With 5 games remaining and a playoff game, let's say 6 games remaining. If he averages 2 touchdowns, 2 times 6, Kyle.
2 times 6 is 12.
Plus the 3 against the Chiefs.
It's 15.
15 times 2,500 is?
Oh, okay. Well,
$37,500 plus any donations you make to touchdownsforlove.com.
So this is your olive branch to Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers organization?
Well, I mean, I think it's a great thing all around. Like, what are you going to say? It's not?
Is this because you want to be liked? I mean, this is what Greg Scalzo, he came on and said, this is all about you want to be liked.
No,
is this,
at the end of the day,
fix the issue with the Green Bay Packers?
At the end of the day, so you think I want to be liked, so I'm going to utilize a charity that I think is great, raising $7.5 million since 2016, enhancing research at the University of Wisconsin that helps break through cancer treatments to help end cancer. You think I'm using that?
I mean,
that's sad of you if you're going to go there.
Well,
it's pretty sad. I thought we were getting closer.
Listen, I'm not Greg Scalzo yet, so I don't have that comeback in because I'm a softie. So as soon as
we're doing great things, Kyle. We're doing great things together.
I mean, you can't, as Greg Scalzo said, you can do both at the same time. You can sit here and do great things while also having another motive. And you know what? I'm not going to shame you for it because as you get into better graces with my Green Bay Packers,
it puts you in a better light.
So you know what? If it makes it so when I'm at the Tundra Trio for Green Bay game day, and whenever we have our great fans there and partners there, that just maybe Matt LaFleur, Goody can keep his ass where he at. If Matt LaFleur want to come by and say hello, I'll be open to it.
Jalen chimes in on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, talking about Bobby Portis calling out the coaching staff and Griffin and everything that's going behind closed doors with the Milwaukee Bucks. We'll be hitting on that moving forward on Kyle Bruston-Nortman, but it is free beer and free pizza Friday, baby. We have brought it back twice today. Woo! Twice, Kyle. So we're giving away some Screamin' Sicilian pizza and Shiner Holiday Cheer. A perfect time for you to win a case of Shiner Holiday Cheer. Free pizza, free Shiner Holiday Cheer. Let's go with first caller in Madison, first caller in Milwaukee. So make Chris busy. 800-990-3776 to win a free case of Shiner Holiday Cheer and Screamin' Sicilian Pizza. 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-3776. First caller Madison, first caller Milwaukee to win a case of Shiner Holiday Cheer and Screamin' Sicilian Pizza. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Kyle Bruston-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day with the family in a rugged and roomy CR-V. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days.
See your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
See dealer for financing details.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Mr. Irrelevant. Join Alex Strofe and a featured special guest every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, exclusively streaming on ESPN Madison's social media platforms. And subscribe to hear the Mr. Irrelevant podcast on Wisconsin On Demand and wherever you get your podcasts. Huge day for the Wisconsin Badgers tomorrow, starting at 2:15 p.m. on ESPN, as the 23rd ranked men's basketball team will be down in the Copper State, or the Grand Canyon State if you prefer that, to do battle with the team the AP poll declares the #1 team in the land, the Arizona Wildcats. It's their first meeting since back-to-back Elite Eight meetings in 2014 and 2015. Badgers 5-2 all-time against the Cats, but have yet to win down at the McHale Center. Speaking of Elite Eight appearances, after defeating the Penn State Nittany Lions last night, the women's volleyball team is one win away from another Final Four. They're looking to get back after losing in the regional final the past 2 years. The final team in their way is the Oregon Ducks, though. They're looking for only their second ever Final Four berth, and the first in over a decade. Should be a good one.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle Broston-Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hope you are all having a fantastic Friday. Kyle Broston-Nortman here. No Nortman. Kyle Walls, Sir Charles Woodson on his chest.
Sir.
Ben Brust here along with Chris Larson running the show.
Does this look too big?
A little bit.
My girl said, so here's the thing.
The sleeves are really long,
Yeah,
and like you know what, under the shoulders when it's
supposed
saggy.
to be tight.
It's not.
I don't know.
Hit the gym, bro.
I lost weight. Thank you. You should say congratulations, Kyle.
Lose weight and gain muscle.
I'm a medium now. That is very shocking when I put on clothes and be in a medium. That's when
Do
it
you
really
like
hits
that
me.
or no?
No.
You want to be large?
I'm not gonna lie. One time,
I'm a medium.
No, I don't like it. Like I'll never forget. I was talking to this girl years ago, like over a decade ago, and she told me I was too small, and then Gina Della told me I was too small a couple days ago.
How many girls are telling you you're too small?
That's what she said. We'll keep this rated G. But I feel like maybe I need to bulk up here.
800-990-3776. Chef Ed chimes in. Jair is getting too big for his britches when he does play, which isn't that often. He's always toast. Now, this comes off of Jair Alexander doing his media session today with about 4 championship WWE belts on, a pair of shiny sunglasses that are sticking out.
With
and
his picture on the belt.
Yeah, that's right. Picture on the belt. And as Kyle said, he had the audacity to say that he is rightly predicting that they were going to run the table, and my man has not been out there.
He can't, like, you can't say we were going to run. Yeah, you're on the team, great, but when you say we, you need to be contributing. When you're one of the most expensive players on the team, the player that they expect to be the franchise cornerback, you're supposed to be a top 5 defensive back cornerback in the league, and you are not playing, and you're not. It seems like you're not being very supportive of others. It seems like you're being a little bit negative towards the media. There has been no positive thing that has come from Jair this year. I'm not going to say can't turn it around, but I just feel like it's so selfish and focused on me being focused on we as a team. I was a prophet. No, let's just talk about the talented guys around you.
Jalen on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Can we get Sir Charles to come back and coach our defensive backs? I don't think he's going to do that.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do that. Sir Charles having too much of a good time on TV and living and traveling to Michigan games.
Wine, I think he's got a wine.
He does have a wine.
Yeah, he don't want to coach defensive backs.
Yeah, no, you don't get paid enough to do that.
Exactly. If you did, I would say, yeah, hire him immediately. Also, 800-990-3776. Aaron chimes in. I would have loved to have seen Alexander traded instead of Rasul, and that's from our poll question at KBN ESPN. Would you have rather traded Rasul or Jair? He's not as good as people think, even when he's healthy. I think his trash talk is an act on the field and is fake, all manufactured. He doesn't try to tackle. That's a bad example as a veteran. It's no wonder why they are tackling better and more aggressive without him on there. He sets the poor tone for that defense. I feel a lot of fire, and I feel a lot of truth, man.
I mean, that could be it. It really could be. And the reason why I'm so just torn just a tad.
Because we know what he's capable of.
Exactly. We know what the potential is. And as a fan, a diehard Green Bay Packers fan, it is beyond frustrating to see a guy not actually want to play hurt. And again, I understand there's dangers to it. But as Rob said, Aaron Jones has gone out there and tried his best. Christian Watson, he got hurt again, and we hear all the different things that he's trying to do to stay healthy. Like, these guys really care about being out there. And I really do equate the willingness to do everything for your teammates, to support your teammates, to being a good teammate overall. And so that's just where we have a disconnect with Jair Alexander. It just seems as if he is more focused on himself. But, I mean, if that's the way he wants to go about it, fine. But as a fan, I can have my judgments of you.
On YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, Rudy from Sheboygan chimes in. Rasul was our single best ball hawk in the defensive backfield. I'm still shaking my head over that one. Now, again, I think it is interesting as the Bills struggle. That third-round pick does look even better as you're trying to continue to grow your team long-term with Jordan Love and the young wide receivers. There are some positions that you're going to have needs for next year, and you're going to have a lot of free agent money to build and then get guys that you want on the back end to build depth, because I think this team is not a team of depth.
No, they're trying to.
But the interesting part is, like, if you had to say, like, hey, look, we have a second or a first even for Jair, but we have Rasul Douglas out there, and he's out there. Is that a net positive long term, even though Jair's under contract? And again, that's why the question is, and I think it's fair, would you rather have traded Rasul or Jair?
I'm a firm believer in addition by subtraction. That's exactly what I live by, because if you can see results on the field without somebody being there, is addition by subtraction. The hardest thing for a lot of people to realize is that Aaron Rodgers leaving the Green Bay Packers was actually an addition by subtraction, because now this franchise had an opportunity to move forward.
If you take all the variables out, like the Goody relationship, the Jets, this, that,
and the greatness,
if you say we're going to trade Aaron Rodgers and we are going to start Jordan Love and our team's going to be better, that on paper, that alone by itself doesn't sound right. But when you take in all the dynamics, right? If you were to say trade Jair or Rasul, it sounds crazy to trade a all-pro corner.
It does.
But when you look at the available, like, again, that's when you now put in the other factors and you think to yourself,
And the thing is this, is that when Jair is not on the field, the team has been okay. And it's a dime a dozen in the NFL. There is always somebody else that can come behind you and do the same job. Now, can they do it at the exact same level as you? Maybe not. But the Green Bay Packers have won 4 of their last 5 games, and it has been mostly without Jair Alexander. It has been with the Ballantyne and Valentine defensive backing core that they've had with the Green Bay Packers. So they've been able to find success, slow down teams. We haven't had issues with guys getting cooked out there when he hasn't been out there, which is a good sign. So don't believe you are not replaceable, because Beyonce tried to say that. You ain't irreplaceable.
800-990-3776 on the text line. Justin from the 262 chimes in. The defense has been better without Rasul, so wouldn't that be addition by subtraction then, Kyle?
Here's the thing. The defense has been better without Rasul. That's fine, but if Rasul was still playing, I feel like as the Packers were going along, they would have built up, because we're talking about losing Jair. So losing one of those guys, I feel like if Rasul was still here and Jair Rasul was playing, I feel the defense would have still moved into this direction. I don't think Rasul Douglas was the issue why the defense wasn't playing better.
I mean, that's fair. But again, the thing was, to the question of the defense is playing better without Rasul, we have a sample size the last couple years of Rasul producing. We don't have as big of a sample size of Jair on the field producing. I mean, because of injury.
Well,
and again, that's the hard part about this is when Jair was at his best, there was I would say he was a top 5 corner, but we haven't seen 100%. That best version of him in a year and a half, 2 years.
And I'd rather have the guy that can play on the field. And so Rasul Douglas was more impactful for the Green Bay Packers simply because he was there. And now knowing that we don't need Jair Alexander like that, I would have been fine keeping Rasul Douglas over Jair Alexander. It is what it is. Now, again, I want Jair back because I know what this team can be with Jair, but moving forward, I know that we could potentially get somebody else and replace Jair and still be good on the defense. So, again, I know I want my cake and eat it, too. There's a lot of frustration here as a Packers fan because we want him to play, but also you just feel salty that he doesn't.
Well, and Rob Domofsky of ESPN, which you can listen back on podcast, join us. And I think the hardest part about, I see people chiming in on YouTube and on the text line about the playing hurt type thing, right? Aaron Jones continues to try and come back from the hamstring, from an MCL sprain. And I understand the upper body. I understand, the risks that he has with the shoulder and a back and everything. But at the same time, you're seeing other guys fight back on this team to help the team, and you don't get the vibe that, when he stands up there, that he's fighting. He's like, man, I want to be man, I want to be out there with my guys. They're balling out, and I want to go help them.
No, and that's exactly what you get. You think about Luke Musgrave. I believe he had a lacerated kidney.
Yes.
And he played through it. He finished the game, right? It might be young and naive, but that's the type of energy that you want when you want to win a Super Bowl. Remember when Charles Woodson was giving it all in the Super Bowl and he ended up hurting his arm? Charles Woodson, if he could, he would have played the whole freaking game. That's the type of players I want. I want guys that want to give it their all.
You sound like Chewy.
But no,
you sound like a get off my lawn guy right now.
No,
back when we played, Holmgren would yell at us if we were hurt and didn't play.
But no, for real though. But this is what we want. We don't want guys to ruin their careers, but we want guys to show that they care. And it may not be Jair's style to show that he cares, but it seems like he's ruffled enough feathers around the organization and also with the media as well that people are going to turn on him eventually. And he's always been kind of a dude that kind of beat to his own drum, which is perfectly fine. But Jair, nothing against you, bro. But you're not playing right now. I don't want to see
what have you done for me lately?
For real, I don't want to see you with 2 belts on with your picture on it, man. How about have a belt with J Love picture on it or Carrington Valentine and Corey Ballantyne's face on it and say, hey, listen, I have these championship belts on because I'm showing love for the 2 dudes that held it down for me. I made a prediction that we were going to be great. And it's
you should be his PR guy.
No, I mean, listen, he wouldn't listen.
That's probably true.
Jair's the type of dude, which is a cool dude. Money, attention, fame. He'll get to you, you know it is what it is. His paycheck stay the same regardless if he play or not, so he's going to get healthy.
Jason from Greenfield chimes in as someone mentioned bringing Sir Charles to be a defensive back coach. But what about Al Harris as the assistant D-backs coach in Dallas, helping get a lot of credit for the interceptions
Remember that was the coach that I said that I would bring back to be a coach of the Green Bay Packers?
Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'll bring back Al Harris. That's my guy.
I still want Brian Balaga or Old T, Mark Tauscher. I like our guys.
And Chewy. I want Chewy to be part of that too.
I think so too. We could use a little edge because Chewy would not be having the Jair, shoulder thing going on right now.
They would have probably heard reports of yelling in the locker room.
Unfortunately, there's too much yelling in Milwaukee locker rooms right now. Bobby Portis reportedly blowing up on the team after their loss yesterday in the in-season tournament semifinals against the Indiana Pacers, in which they lost last night. 800-990-3776 on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, and you can hit our Twitter poll at KBN ESPN. Would you have traded Rasul or Jair? If you could go back, I know it's hindsight, but it's fun to play. I recorded a conversation willingly with me and my girlfriend. This will be the most relatable thing I think you will hear in a long time. Stay tuned. Next.
This is Kyle Broston-Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
Hey, I heard you got into an A off with one of our teammates.
Hey.
When you don't know what to say, you just go, hey.
Right. I mean, A is universal.
It's fair.
Like, it means, hey, how you doing? It means, all right, see you later.
Hey.
It means, what's up? Hey.
Yeah. Or like, good point.
Hey.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely going to need a cold one. There's the one. I'm back again with Wonder from Potosi Brewing Company. Another special Potosi holiday brew in my hand, and Wonder's going to spread that holiday cheer by telling everyone about their latest creation.
Cow Pie Dessert Stout. You've all had the candy from Baraboo Candy Company. They asked us to collab with themselves, and it emulates the cow pie candy. It has caramel, pecans, and chocolate. The cow pie, of course, is a dessert stout, so I would have it with a dessert. You could probably plop in a scoop of vanilla ice cream in your glass, and you would have your own dessert right there.
Thanks again to Wonder from Potosi Brewing Company for joining Ben's Beer Fridge. I can't wait to get my hands on their special seasonal beers, and you already know, this time of year, you better keep that fridge stocked.
Don't accept anything less than your best self. If you're feeling more run down than you did when you were younger, struggling to lose weight, losing muscle tone, trouble sleeping, and loss of libido can all be signs that you need to see Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. Jim Rutledge here. Change your life and see if hormone optimization is right for you. Don't settle for less than the best. Go to Carbon World Health. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com or give them a call at 608-709-8089.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. the Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Big trucks can be intimidating. If you've been seriously injured in a truck crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Trucking law can be extremely complicated. You don't want to take on the insurance company alone. Gruber Law Offices has the experience, the resources, and of course, the results. We know truck law. We know the rules and regulations. We know what it takes to win. Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Me and my thug babe gon' slide tonight. Slide tonight. Call a paparazzi, ain't got clips to hide.
This must be a Kyle Wallace request special while I was filling up my water bottle.
How you know?
Because I know your style.
You like this Beyonce?
This is Beyonce? Oh, here. The beat was strong.
Even when she rapping, she sound better than Taylor.
Speaking of Taylor, good transition. 800-990-3776 on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. So, Kyle, I don't know if I told you, I left my backpack at Milwaukee Improv. So I had to drive back. I put my backpack in the same spot in my car every time, I bring it in there. So I pulled into my home, and I went in the garage, and then boom, parked it, did the reach, and I was like, oh no, I'm not feeling anything.
You left your backpack after the show or after the comedy show?
Well, I had left halfway through the open mic set to get back, and I had to drive back, and this is what ensued. This is clip 1, talking with my girlfriend, driving 30 minutes to pick up my backpack. And let me, spoiler, she's a Swiftie.
I'm trying to have a real conversation with you, not create content.
No, I'm not creating content. Taylor Swift isn't that great. She's popular, but doesn't mean I have to like her. Why do I have to like her?
I'm not saying you have to like her, but you have to acknowledge what she has done. Read the Time article and you will understand.
So because I don't read or like the Time article, what does that matter if I don't like Taylor Swift?
Because you're not educating yourself. You're having an opinion.
I'm saying I don't like her music. That has nothing to do with the Time article.
No, you don't say you don't like her music and you're like, she's dumb and...
When did I say she's dumb?
I don't know. You just say dumb things on the radio.
That is part 1 of conversations with the girlfriend on the way to pick up the backpack. Kyle?
Boy, is that not relatable.
How many times have you had that conversation?
If it's not Taylor, it's something else. It is so absolutely relatable from the beginning of not trying to use everything for content and just going back and forth and calling you, dumb and just judgment.
Dumb! Where'd I get the dumb from? Like, what? Okay, I know I am, but like...
But you know what it stems from? It stems from how passionate somebody is about Taylor Swift, a person they've never met. I'm not just saying specifically your girlfriend, but let me tell you, if you say anything bad about Taylor to a Swiftie...
Pitchforks.
They come at you, and they're coming for your life.
Are Swifties worse than cancel culture?
They're up there with cancel culture. Yeah, it's like they're like a cult, right? Like,
it's crazy.
It's the cancel culture cult of Taylor Swift. And she doesn't tell people to stop and calm down. I'm telling you, people better be very, very careful because this can go crazy. We're going to have a Netflix documentary one day called Swift.
I think I'm legitimately scared of Swifties. Like, I feel like they're going to start meeting in underground tunnels and, like, they're going to revolt against society. Like, you must wear friendship bracelets or else. Like, I'm scared.
No, they were able to get Good Karma Brands Milwaukee to make friendship bracelets to hand out at
our private tailgate before the Green Bay Kansas City game.
And Taylor Swift didn't pay us a dime to do that and to promote her. So
she's brainwashing people.
No, she is, to the fact that now my buddy Ben Bruss has to drive 30 minutes and has to be chastised about his thoughts and opinions.
Did you hear what was the only right answer? Was you have to love Taylor Swift. Did you read the bleeping Time article? No, I didn't read the Time Person of the Year article about Taylor Swift.
It's going to be one-sided.
Oh, of course, it's the Swiftie side. 800-990-3776. Do you love anybody as much as Swifties love Taylor Swift?
Yeah. There's very few people I love as much as Swifties love Taylor Swift. And I'll say this. I don't have that amount of love, but I got love. And the one person that I would have that same argument in the car driving with my girlfriend, my dad, my mom, my brother, my cousin, is Brett Favre. Listen, you can't tell me nothing about Brett Favre. Brett Favre is the greatest quarterback.
Welfare.
Yeah, you know what happened? That wasn't his fault. He simply asked the governor of Mississippi, "Hey, I'm looking to build a volleyball stadium down at Southern Miss. You got any funds for me?" And they found him some funds. If you ask for some money, like right now, somebody could be funneling money into this Touchdowns for Love. Now, would you be like, "Oh, I didn't know it was coming from a bad place. I just took the money"? It's not your job to make sure the money is good.
Touchdowns for Love has a legal process.
Oh, well, I'm glad it does, because Brett Favre did not. But listen, I'm not going to blame Brett Favre for that. Brett Favre made my childhood what it was. You see how sad and mopey I am, and whenever we come in after a Packers loss. I was not in a good place at the end of September and October. Every single Monday I had an attitude. Has there been a day in the last 2 weeks that I have been negative?
No, you've been pretty good.
I've been positive.
At times, you become overly positively annoying.
I was looking. After I get off of work, I get asked by the people that love me, "How was your day?" I say, "You know what? It was good." And you know what?
Hey, I wish you could see on stream. Kyle's like,
because
it's good.
It was good. The Packers are winning. Life is great. And Brett Favre made my life great as a child. I'm not going to turn my back on Brett Favre, regardless if he sends any type of pictures to people, regardless if he steals money, if he leaves the Green Bay Packers. Brett Favre is the reason why I and we and so many of us love the Packers. There would be no Aaron Rodgers. There would be no Jordan Love. There would be no Mike Holmgren way.
This is a man that appreciates history.
McCarthy way without Brett Favre laying the foundation. We must respect Brett Favre. I love that man.
All right, Kyle, you can be the Brett Favre stan of the group. This is amazing. I stand with Brett Favre. Is Kyle Wallace's tombstone.
Hashtag I stand with Brett Favre. Listen, they going to pay the money back. Brett going to pay it back. He good for it.
You got too much faith in society. Jalen chimes in, give the Packers credit for only giving Taylor Swift 20 seconds of TV time. You're damn right. Kyle and I said it. Yeah, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're our only hope. Help me, Joe Barry, you are our only hope. 4 catches, 80 yards, that no touchdowns, no really game-changing plays.
Nope.
That keeps you off the TV.
Nope, it sure does keep you off the TV, and Joe Barry did it. In Joe we trust.
Part 2, driving in the car, having a debate with my girlfriend about Taylor Swift. Here we are.
Decreases your credibility.
It decreases my credibility because I don't think Taylor Swift is a good artist.
You don't acknowledge her success.
I acknowledge her success. She's all over the place. It doesn't mean I have to like her music.
what she has done for the economy.
Is she Gandhi?
Yeah, like close, honestly. Honestly.
Wait a minute.
Are you serious? Like, are you being serious?
All right,
Yes, I
pause
am.
real quick, Chris.
You
Pause.
Being dead serious.
You sound like
So first off, I don't know why I said Gandhi when she was talking about the economy, because I know Gandhi had nothing to do. I was just trying to, like, they treat the Swifties treat Taylor Swift like she's like this world peace figure.
Ben,
she's not bringing the world together.
I need you to can we just play back this? I just want to hear this one last time because of the fact
Just
that
start it from the top and then play it all the way through.
I missed that in pre-show.
The Gandhi part?
I heard the Gandhi, but I missed her response. Can I?
Is she close?
Can you play that back one more time? I just want to see the level of what people believe Taylor Swift is.
Decreases your credibility.
it decreases my credibility because I don't think Taylor Swift is a good artist.
You don't acknowledge her success.
I acknowledge her success. She's all over the place. It doesn't
done.
mean I have to like her music.
What she has done for the economy.
Is she Gandhi?
Yeah, like close, honestly. Honestly.
Are you serious? Like, are you being serious?
Yes, I am. I'm being dead serious.
You sound like a crazy. You are in a cult.
No.
Swifties are cults.
Okay, she's obviously not Gandhi.
She's obviously not Gandhi. Yeah, thank you.
All I'm telling you is you need to acknowledge her success. Whether you like it or not, she is good for the world.
The world.
Oh gosh, that's you know you can't. What can at that point? You know you in a cult. You have been and again
brainwashed.
Yeah,
brainwashed.
That's exactly what it is. And your girlfriend is fantastic, and there are a lot of wonderful people that I know that love Taylor Swift. But they have been absolutely brainwashed to the level that somebody who is known as the most peaceful person on planet Earth to ever walk Earth, to be compared to be almost like, and the Taylor Swift is not in the same hemisphere or stratosphere of the person that Gandhi is. She's not a bad person, but my goodness, we're putting her on the elite level. We're gonna be talking about Taylor Swift 100 years from now. That's what they're saying.
200. Gandhi is 100 plus now, 150 years ago.
Yeah, Gandhi's been a while. He's been a while.
Jalen chimes in on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. The Mother Teresa of music.
There it is. That's what she must be.
Brewer Lou chimes in. I love Ben's dog more than Taylor Swift. And that, I don't know if he's a dog person or not. Marcus and Waukesha chimes in. That is the most relatable bleep I've ever heard. I don't know what to say.
No.
I'm scared. I'm legitimately scared. Not of my girlfriend, but of what can happen to her if Taylor Swift keeps doing what she's doing right now to them.
Dude, like this is only the beginning, because this is this concert. Now imagine Taylor Swift 5 years from now when she maybe takes a little bit of a break because she's going to start a family, and then you have the return. Oh my gosh, you're gonna have 40-year-olds sitting here freaking out like schoolgirls over Taylor Swift and still calling themselves Swiftie. How can you be in your 40s still calling yourself the Swiftie? Make that make sense.
It's not going to. It's not going to, Kyle.
Oh man, shout out to your wonderful girlfriend for giving us excellent Swiftie content. That was great.
800-990-3776.
The overarching theme, though.
We'll get to you on the phone lines, but first I got to tell you about Screamin' Sicilian Pizza because it's so screaming good, man. If we should start a cult of Palermo's Pizza, because that would be doing good for the world. That's putting just wonderful whole milk mozzarella cheese, secret tomato recipe sauce, and stone butter fiery crust in your soul. That is good stuff for your body, not this friendship bracelet nonsense. Find your screaming pleasure, whether it be the thin and crispy, the tavern style pizza, the Screamin' Sicilian OGs, the 2.5 feet of stuffed crust cheese. It does not get any better than those pizzas. So get the OGs to start if you haven't had it. I'm telling you, it's the best. Tons of toppings. You have the Bestie's Revenge, which is all the cheese in the world you could imagine. You have the Holy Pepperoni. You want pepperoni? You love pepperoni? You're going to get it. The Boss Hog, the classic sausage. I mean, it is amazing. Supremus Maximus, the Mambo Italiano.
Mambo.
Find your screaming pleasure and stay tuned for after next segment, because we got another free beer, free pizza Friday coming up next.
This is Kyle Broston Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
GKB, they get all my love, all my energy and all my time. I'll be danged if GKB and Craig not going to allow me to take my half-an-hour boo-boo. If I need to do that, they need to allow me to do that. I don't even take a lunch break. I work during lunch.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Legacy Exteriors. Just pick up the phone and let us leave a legacy on your home. Roofing, windows, gutters, siding, and decks. Can Legacy do it? You bet. Better prices, better warranties. Legacy always makes it easy. Go to legacy-exteriors.com. Legacy Exteriors. Just pick up the phone and let us leave a legacy on your home.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Basketball season tips off with a Saturday night showdown on Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania. 4th-ranked Verona, 3rd-ranked McFarland girls basketball. Coverage starts at 6:45 exclusively on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania is also brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management, Pasquale's Cantina, UW Credit Union, Stoughton Trailers, the GRB Academy, and Stoughton Health.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Catch Disco Fever this New Year's Eve with Ho Chunk Gaming Madison and our Disco Eve celebration.
We have promotions going all day and night on Sunday, December 31st with plenty of ways to win.
Like our Pick a Prize promotion with 18 cash prize winners in the afternoon.
Plus a $24,000 grand prize awarded at 7 p.m.
And be here for our hot ticket drawings with 14 different $1,000 winners selected between 7:30 p.m. and just past midnight.
Get your New Year's Eve groove on at
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
When it's the end of the weekend, but not quite.
800-990-3776. If you missed the conversation between my girlfriend and I talking about Taylor Swift and how, what's the best way to summarize this, Kyle? That Taylor Swift is comparable to Gandhi?
Yeah, Taylor Swift is comparable to peacemakers in this world like Mother Teresa.
And is good for the world.
And good for the world, like, Gandhi, who helped lead India to their freedom, and like Martin Luther King, who helped with civil rights. So Taylor Swift is helping lead Swifties to poor dance moves, average singing, and great song lyrics. So I guess that she is a revolutionary artist.
There it is,
So
800-990-3776. Also, we put out a poll on Twitter at KBN ESPN. If you could go back, would you have traded Rasul or would you have traded Jair? Again, if you missed it, Jair Alexander wearing like 4 WWE belts, one with a picture of him on it, and just his whole vibe has been off. And talking about how he called it, they were going to run the table the rest of the season. Well, my man's hasn't been on the field. Kyle in a car, your thoughts on Jair Alexander?
Well, first off, Ben, I'm kind of with you. I could care less about Taylor Swift, and I think you nailed it on the conversation with the girlfriend there. But, I feel like Packer fans have such recency bias. And what have you done for me lately type of thing. They forget that Jair started 16 games last year, was an all-pro, and shut down opposing teams' wide receivers when he was allowed to. Everybody got on Joe Barry after week 1 when they allowed 190 yards to Justin Jefferson. But what happened in week 16 when Jair was posted to him all day and he posted 2 catches for 17 yards? Jair can't help when he gets hurt, and you're not going to put your franchise quarterback or cornerback on, maybe he can play while he's a little bit hurt type of deal after you just signed him to $100 million.
No, credit you. Yeah, Jair's a good player, but at the end of the day, Jair Alexander is sitting here and not playing for the Green Bay Packers. You say we're currently, Packers fans are so now. Listen, we are so now because right now is the time that we need Jair to play. And so we should be rightfully so upset that Jair Alexander is deciding not to play because he is hurt, but not because he is injured. And then on top of that, when the team is excelling without him and you figure out, you know what, maybe we're better off without him and we can get rid of him and find somebody else that seems to be a little bit more positive in the locker room, we should make that move. What I'll ask you is this. Do you think Jair gives off the energy that he is a team guy, that he's all about building up those around him?
Have you ever met a wide receiver one that isn't a diva? You got to match that energy, dude. Like, you got to come from somewhere. These guys have to have that pizzazz, that pop, that team, like.
You know what, Kyle? You're right. This is why Kyle Wallace didn't make it as a cornerback. He doesn't have that pizzazz. He doesn't match that energy.
Wait a minute. That's very true. But you know what I saw? I like how you found that to be funny. That's the funny comedian.
Hey, I got somebody to laugh more than I did yesterday at the comedy club.
We're all upset at Aaron Rodgers because he was so focused on me.
Thank you, Kyle, for by the way, for the call.
But as a Packers fan, I'm used to the guys like the Donald Drivers that were positive, the Greg Jennings that were positive, even Devontae Adams was a positive. Devontae Adams had every reason to be mopey and upset and be about me, but Devontae Adams never showed that. When Devontae Adams went to Oakland, he spoke out a little bit. That's not a side of Devontae we ever had to see as a Green Bay Packers fan. And I don't believe it's wrong.
That's because Aaron force-fed him the ball.
Jair would be able to lock down anybody he wanted to if he actually played. And so that's where the issue just comes with Jair Alexander is the fact that he's not playing. And it's not recency, all this and that. Recently, the Packers have won without Jair. And the thing is, we're not saying we don't want Jair to play. We're saying Jair is choosing not to play to help his team when they want to make a playoff run. So, again, my hope is this. As we go into the last 5 games of the season and this team tries to run the table and me and you try to win this bet where Matt LaFleur becomes the coach of the year and we win $1,000.
Sure as heck could use the full Jair.
It would be Jair can play a huge role in helping that. But if you're not helping your team,
I really like what you're saying there, especially because the sign of a good team, of a team that won through Jordan Love stepping up. Like, you can't expect Jordan Love to have he's had 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions his last 3 games. Like, he's not going to be perfect the rest of the season, and that's where you need other stars on your team to step up and help, carry the load and help them find a way to win as a team.
It would be very nice for the Green Bay Packers to have a guy, because we saw Keyshawn Nixon step up last week and have a huge interception. That's what Jair has done for the Green Bay Packers. It would be nice to have that guy that we're paying $100 million. I think it's $80 million, $100 million. Regardless, that we're paying a lot of money to be on the field, to make those type of plays, to solidify this defense, to make us that much better. But if you are not going to act like you care about this team, then why the heck am I going to care about you overall as a player? Not as a person, again, but just as a player on this team.
800-990-3776, the ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. And you can find our poll on Twitter at KBN ESPN, where people disagree with us, Kyle. Would you have rather traded Rasul or Jair Alexander? If you could go back to that trade deadline, Rasul 63%, Jair 37%.
Listen, Jair's talent is undeniable. And as a fan, when you see big name, you're going to think, I want that big name here. And so that's what it just comes down to, is Jair is just that dang good, and we understand his talent. So when you compare talent of Rasul to Jair, it's not even close. But Rasul could have been more solid for us because of the fact that he would have been healthy and available.
Christmas come early for KBN Nation. 800-990-3776. Caller 1 in Madison, caller 1 in Milwaukee. Free beer and free pizzas Friday twice, baby. Second time we're doing it today. This time, caller 1 in Madison, caller 1 in Milwaukee, you're going to win a case of Potosi Holiday. Yes, Potosi Holiday. And shout out to the great friends of Potosi who have been supporting $100 per touchdown thrown by Jordan Love going to Guardian Against Cancer. So that is phenomenal from Potosi. Great beer, not for profit as well. All their profits go to charity. So caller 1 in Madison, caller 1 in Milwaukee, you win a case of Potosi Holiday beer as well as a Screamin' Sicilian pizza. You know what to do. First caller Madison, first caller Milwaukee, 800-990-3776. 800-990-3776. Crosstalk with Rutledge and Hamilton coming up next.
You're listening to Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
Most people don't have Super Bowl 50 authentic gear that they did not have to purchase, that was given to them because they were
Correct.
part of the festivities.
Correct.
That's not people. That's highbrow there. Elitist a little bit.
I'm a little bit hurt that you think
I knew
that
it.
you
I
think.
knew we'd
Hold
break
on,
them.
hold
I
on.
knew we'd
I'm
break
a little hurt that you think that I would go to the extent of trying to posture.
What made you wear this today?
Yeah.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You, rah, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of